Color commentator for the Rider broadcast, Luc Mullinder, is joining us on the line. I don't know if it's hailing up in your neck of the woods, Luke. We got some weather coming in. It's starting to hit the studio windows as well here. Let's start with that. Tomorrow, elements. We could have some rain. Could be a wet, soggy game. Benefit the Riders?
Well, I think this game's leaning towards Saskatchewan anyways, and I think that's probably one of the biggest problems. If there has ever been I don't believe in trap games, right? But, the Alouettes are coming in here, and they're really struggling. So I think that obviously, even if it's wet and rainy, I think the game, this is a game that was going to be decided probably in the run game anyways. The Alouettes have really struggled to stop the run as of late. And Saskatchewan, you guys know their offense is predicated on being able to run the football and balance and control the tempo. So if it rains, I think it's even more in favor of Saskatchewan. But I don't like saying that because, again, you don't want to just, give a win to a team. They get paid too. I don't care how many injuries and stuff they have. You got to come ready.
Well, Yoshi was talking about you don't celebrate a bye week twice. So obviously they're going into the bye week. Sales and Campbell are game time decisions. Do you just let them go into the bye week, or do you want everyone you can for this game?
Yeah, I want to win. Absolutely. I mean, this is you can clinch a playoff spot tomorrow, right? And there's no. This is one of those deals where it's like, oh, man, they're not a good team, so we're going to arrest you. Like, this isn't the end of the year. This isn't the beginning of the year in the preseason, right? You go out there and you need to compete, and you put the best roster out there to do that and get a win. Because the minute you overlook a team, that's when that team bites you, and it hurts, and you can cause an unnecessary spiral.
All the teams that you were on, all the teams you've been with on the broadcast side, this team, to me, Luke, any kind of sport, they don't seem like the kind of team that's going to take anybody lightly. Coaching staff starts with them.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the sort of the positive aspects of this whole thing, right, is you have a team that has been focused on just doing the job and getting to 1-0 every single week. And one of the benefits of doing that is, again, we talked about this last time I was on air. We talked about this the week before, too. You just got to harness the things that you're doing really well and continue to improve on the things that you see on film despite winning. That's probably the hardest thing to do. It's not as hard in professional sports because your job's and there's money on the line, but at the same time, every time you win a game, especially in big fashion, or if you look at the film last time they played Montreal, I mean, that was dominating, right? Especially on the defensive side. The minute you stop looking for ways to improve and start feeling yourself, again, you're setting yourself up for failure, right? So you just this team has to continue to win the week. This team has to continue to prepare well, take care of their bodies, and again, I think that the coaching staff has done a good job ensuring that continues on a week-to-week basis.
Obviously, this team's been doing very well with every team not named the Calgary Stampeders, but one thing that has been suspect is their slow starts. What do you think they need to do to come out of the gate a little more fired up?
Well, you don't necessarily. I think that the things that you do well, you play solid defense, and you start to sort of insert your physical will on the team offensively, right? And I don't think that you always want to start fast. I think that for tomorrow, you've got to stay on schedule. I think that if you script some plays at the beginning, those have to be successful reps. I think that the minute you say, okay, starting fast is the priority, guys. So we're gonna dial up a play action bomb to Robustelli first play, right? That's fine. It would get the crowd going if it works. But is that the type of team you are? Probably not, right? I mean, we've seen some really gutsy calls from Mark Mueller offensively. But again, coming out and just trying to gash a team right away, that doesn't seem like them, right? And if you don't get that play, you put yourself in 2nd and 10, and then you have a wounded dog here. You don't want to let dogs up, right? Like when you see when a dog is hurt, this is a business where you've got to kick the dog and continually kick it when it's down. That's right. This is not UNICEF. This is not right. Like, this is not someone's charity where we're going to be nice. This is a wounded dog, and so let's continue to kick.
It's like Punch Out, right? When you had Piston Honda or Bald Bull, and you had him, you got to finish him.
It's like when I play my son in FIFA, right? My son is going to lose 25-0. And he's gonna have to just, and if he wants it to ease up, he's gonna have to score goals. Dad is not gonna let him do that, right? So that's how you got to approach. This is how you got to approach the business, guys.
That's how we parent. I like that. I'm the same way. It's like there's no easy way outs. Survivor styles and Rocky.
Playing crib, it's all about the muggins. You don't get your points, I get yours.
That's a game I don't know how to play. I'm embarrassed to say I don't know how to play. I don't know how to play crib. Sorry, you might know this too. I'm not big ratio guy, but if Campbell doesn't go, how's that going to affect things with the ratio?
Well, it depends how other guys are, right? Like if Campbell doesn't go, I would assume Kerfali Exume gets some more reps. Not sure how that plays out because I don't think Lacombo's back either, right, guys? Like
no,
I don't think we've had major changes. So let's just say that. Actually, it's funny. Sorry, I actually got the roster right there.
The only change this week is Noel's out and Johnson's on.
Yeah. So if Campbell doesn't go, you probably go in and throw Exumi in there. You got to remember too, like you got guys like Dalkey who can play safety, right? And so if you needed to, you could throw Dalkey back there at safety. You could poke Kosi Onyeka over to the corner spot. All right, if Campbell declares early enough that he's not going to go, you could throw your 43rd or 44th guy on the 42-man playing roster, right? So they've still got some time, but I think that as long as you have the guys up front, that'll be where things are decided. You got to remember, guys. I mean, again, this is an Alouettes team that is really struggling. They're struggling in second down specifically, right? And obviously, they've had some real quarterback inconsistency. They have a ton of wide receivers hurt, right? So what that tells me is, hey, let's get after the quarterback, right? Let's throw some pressure at him. We love the strong side blitz. We've seen Thurman be involved in the blitz. AJ Allen, he's great from the blitz standpoint, especially when it comes to timing. So let's throw some pressure at him. Let's make it easy on the secondary, right? Let's get one of these inexperienced quarterbacks thinking really quickly, and let's get him to throw up a duck, and maybe we can go get it.
Were you expecting CJ to get fined?
Was I expecting CJ? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's crazy that he got fined in my mind, and I haven't seen a GoFundMe to pay for CJ's fine. But if there was one, just shoot it to me, and I'll throw a 5 at it.
Here's an idea for Rider fans tomorrow. Pass the boot around the stadium. Pass the boot, just like at a wedding, and let people stuff it in there. Last week, Luke, Joe, second game back, kind of game and a half back. It's like the old hockey analogy or golf, gripping it too tight. Do you think he's maybe trying to do a little bit too much? I think we'll all expect him to settle in at some point here.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's trying to do too much. I think that he's doing some things well. He's again, you have to remember that he's a really physical receiver. He loves the blocking aspect of it. They've been using him in the block. He's when they were throwing those wide receiver screens, he was doing a good job blocking there. You just got to let the game come. I think that there's no pressure on a Joe, and I hope he's not putting too much pressure on himself. This is a well-rounded offense, and if you took a Joe out of it over the last 2 games, I don't think the result would have been different. So again, you just gotta get in there, let the game come to you, and it's one of those deals, right? I remember I think it was Martina Navratilova wrote in one of her books when she was struggling. She would just go to ensuring the ball got over the net. She wouldn't try to place it, right? She was like, for a Joe, if you do feel like you're pushing yourself, let's just focus on catching the ball first, right? But I don't think he's there yet. I just think that I think that again, this is a young kid. He's really excited to be out there, and guys, he's done some good things since he's been back.
I wouldn't have had Martina Navratilova.
That was not on my bingo card today. No. Hearing Luke talk about Martina Navratilova.
That's awesome.
Well, hey, I mean, you know what? It's funny, guys.
Are a big women's tennis fan?
I remember coming into the media in 2013 and not necessarily having the healthiest respect for the job that you guys do. And I was a little bit like Ryan Clark, right? Oh, you guys didn't play, so how would you know? Blah blah blah. And then I realized one thing, and this is why I respect the media guys. I love the podcast community right now in the CFL. Is I remember that one of the guys told me, "Hey, man, just as hard as you worked as a pro, we work equally as hard to be a professional in this industry." Right. And what made me think, it was like, hey, so I've started trying to at least, add things to my game. It's the way I've been always trying to get better. So I've enjoyed studying up on other athletes and being able to compare storylines to some of the things that we talk about here in the Canadian Football League, and especially for the Riders. So, yeah, Martina Navratilova. And I'm not saying that that was her, by the way. I'm pretty sure it was, though.
You could have said Jennifer Capriati.
And I'm in there right there with you.
Before we let you go, though, Cowboys in trouble at home against the Giants?
The Giants? No. We're going to kill the Giants. We're going to kill the Giants.
You're taking that
unless the Giants plan on rolling Michael Strahan, Eli Manning, and Brandon London out there, we're not worried about the damn Giants. And the minute we start worrying about the damn Giants is the minute I'll tell you what, man. I'm so sick. I'm so sick of watching the Green Bay Packers too. I had to watch the Green Bay Packers. I'm watching Michael Parsons just impacting the football game, and I kept saying to myself, this guy could be on our team still.
Yeah.
I mean, Kirk Herbstreit, boy. I hope, fellas, that someone looks at me one day the same way that Kirk Herbstreit looks at Michael Parsons. The glaze was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. He was giving Chris Collinsworth love for Pat Mahomes a run for his money, like my buddy Jansen said. So,
yeah,
but go Cowboys, man. We're still on the bandwagon, boys, until that thing breaks. Love the passion.
You going to Keith Urban after the game tomorrow?
Man, I just got in trouble. So Luther's grandmother was over here, and she's like, yeah, there's a parking concern with the Keith Urban concert. And I was like, who's that? And she looked at me like she couldn't believe it. She's like, what do you mean, who's that? And then she instead of trying to explain who he was, she was like, well, he's married to, and then it was that actress
to Martina Navratilova.
No, it was not. No. I think Martina Navratilova still plays.
Whoa. We go.
All right, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Have a good call. Have a good call tomorrow. I'll probably see you at the game, buddy.
Let's do it, man. Go Riders.
Right on.